another episode of the Game Changers podcast. I'm in here with Mayor Socrates and Boss Man Jay. Today we got numerous topics, but we're gonna kick it off with the I'm not gonna say beef, but the back and forth between Warren Sapp and Jay Williams. Jay Williams essentially was making a video talking about certain athletes and their finances and just talking about money.
Giving
And it
game,
seems
giving game.
different game and whatnot. And it seemed that Warren Sapp did not take a liking to what he said for some reason. And he hit the comment section saying, didn't he lose his contract because of riding on a motorcycle and hurting himself and ending his career in the NBA? So okay, here's the quote right here. What did he say right here, Boss Man Jay? What's the
Did you
exact quote?
ride a motorcycle and killed your NBA career and contract at Real J Williams? Out of nowhere, Warren Sapp, I feel like, felt attacked because the man was giving out financial advice and game about stuff that he's lived through himself. Jay Will we talking about, and Warren Sapp jumped out there, which we know he kind of a big personality himself. He a big personality though, even before all the goofball shit we know about him now. But he likes to voice his opinion. So he jumped out there and went low from the dope. As an elder, first off, bro, that's tacky, man. That's weak as hell for you to go low on a man who obviously we all saw that happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, we in this, all of us on here are in the same age group to where we remember when Jay Will got hurt, bro. DJ was talking about it earlier. Man, it was like, man, one of my family members got hurt, bro. It was a sad occasion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to bring that back up, man, that's really in poor taste. You know what I mean? Warren Sapp, that was some goofy ass shit, I would say. But that's just my opinion.
He stay doing goofy shit. He just like to hear himself talk and don't be about shit. You mad at this man for what? He ain't saying nothing about you. He ain't saying nothing negative about nobody that he mentioned in any of his conversations. So what would make you get online and feel the need to talk about something that happened over 20 years ago? Like that man don't remember that day. Like that man don't remember the worst day of his fucking life.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's the part. Like, why we want to hurt somebody again? You know what I'm saying? Or just hurt people, Why you want to bring up something bad in that man's life? That's one of the worst days of his life. Why you want to bring that up?
Well, I mean, it's like the old saying, hurt people, hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been through a lot himself as a player in financial situations and with the NFL, after the NFL. He has a lot of crash out videos against the police. If you go online, he has a lot of back and forth with the police. So just like you said, Boss Man Jay, that, hey, man, I think he's, the big personality that likes to clash. He likes to argue. He likes to make a nice little show out of things. And he wanted to throw a low shot at Jay Williams. And he knows Jay Williams is going to come with the educated response. He came with a very educated response to that low blow comment that he made. He essentially, to summarize what he had responded, he said that we're too used to pulling each other down within our community. We're too used to feeling like we have to make other people small to make ourselves big. And when we do certain things in business, we get criticized within our community. But other people outside of our community, when they do the same things, they get high praise. And he wasn't going to throw shots back at Warren Sapp. He was just going to big up his brother and hope that he would come a little bit more correct and more respectful the next time they ever had any, back and forth or any discourse again, and which was the way to go. He did the right thing. I salute him for that. And he just need to continue to keep doing what he's going to do. Warren Sapp should just chill, do what he got to do in Colorado, worry about his team there with Dion, and not make a mockery of himself, being an OG of the game, being an OG in sports, and a Hall of Fame NFL player. You don't have to carry yourself in that manner. most of these guys they need to be really unionizing behind closed doors. Wouldn't you think these guys that are touching big money and doing all these things, they didn't be doing things, behind closed doors, linking up with each other. We are in such a huge time where we don't have to just I mean, look where this happened at. This happened on the internet, right?
Mhm.
So it's like we got to think bigger than just the back and forth squabbling within our community, man.
And that's
Um,
what Jay Will's whole message is. Jay Will is
exactly.
one of them guys who, like you said too, he ain't just started doing this. Man, Jay Will been on this type shit, bro. He really be like,
Yeah, he
educating
brings
people.
that perspective. He's always brought that perspective on ESPN. He's always that guy
Hmm.
that makes you think a little deeper when he comes and when he's coming to make his points on
Hmm.
shows. He always makes that perspective a lot better than a lot of
And
people
have
do.
some empathy, have some
Right.
compassion for people. That's what he be on. He really on some, you know what I'm saying, self healing type shit. But Warren Sapp, a nigga like Warren Sapp, man, you gotta cuss his ass out. You can't
Yeah,
even be
yeah,
civil with
he
niggas
don't
like
care
that,
about
bro.
none of that. Yeah, he don't care about none of that. And that's the sad part within our community, bro. That's the reality of our community. You got to find like minds, bro, because there ain't no
Hmm.
certain people. There isn't no. Well, let's sit down. Let's be smart about
Common
this.
ground. Yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
that don't happen. Ain't no common ground and stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? With certain people that stand your ground, you got to pull that strap.
Back,
You know what I'm saying? You
back,
know, you got to throw shots. You know what I mean? You got to throw shots. It's just what it is. And Warren Sapp
back.
is that kind of personality where yes, Jay Wills with the video response it worked, but them two in the room, it ain't gonna work because the way he gonna do it, he gonna go ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He
Warren
gonna
Sapp
try
gonna
to
go.
he
Hmm.
gonna try to loud and overtalk him.
Hmm. Exactly.
That's
You
who he
know.
is.
Right. So in this way, it obviously is way better because he can actually put emphasis on what he's saying and make people that actually are using their mind be like, yeah, he's right. But the people who ain't trying to use their mind, they're in the lower level of their emotions and they lower thinking. They're gonna go, man. He roast the hell out of Jay talking about
Hmm.
that bike accident. He, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like
And,
they
and
gonna be
like I said,
right,
it's just in poor taste, though, bro. How
right.
classless. You know what I mean? As an OG, you just said something. This is one of our OGs. This is what we got to look up to, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Warren Sapp do better, man. You around Dion, a man of faith,
And
supposedly.
you
I
coaching
mean,
kids, you
and you
coaching kids right
coaching
now. So what you
kids
doing? So
exactly.
so you're gonna go and when you're because he was defensive coordinator, right?
Hmm.
He D coordinator. So
Or D
what
line
happens?
coordinator or something. I don't think he's D coordinator all the way,
Oh,
but he might be D
okay,
line coordinator.
okay, D
Mm.
line. So if your linemen are online doing things in poor taste,
How
and
you
you
gonna, you know,
ex-
discipline them? How
exactly.
you gonna discipline these young men when they mess up? As we know they will, just like you did a lot. You know. So
Right.
I mean, like, and that's a great point, man. Warren Sapp, I'm talking about. You are mentoring young men, bro. Like you can't be the one out here on the internet with some bullshit.
But
You
see, he
can't.
always on there doing shit. Even with his police videos. Like that's all he do is cause problems. He just a fucking troublemaker. He just gotta speak on shit that ain't got nothing to do with him.
Cause
Hmm.
what did that have to do with you, bro? Jay Will giving his game to his audience. You felt attacked, so you attacked that man online, and that just ain't just on just a human level. First off, and then two black men. Come on, bro. I look, man. Come on, we gotta think. How does that look? You just out the window, ready to. Are you calling out Elon? Are you calling out some of these? You know, do you even know the person who owns your power grid? Are
Mm.
you interested in those type of things? But you worry about Jay Will giving game on his platform about his lived experience. So it's just some clown shit, bro.
Yeah, do better, Warren Sapp. Do better, Warren Sapp. And
Yeah.
shout out to Jay Will. Keep doing your thing, man. keep giving that game out on
Celebrating.
ESPN
Mm-hmm.
and on your own personal videos, man.
For sure, for sure, for sure. So the next topic we can move on to what you want to say. You talked about it earlier. All these NBA players dropping this weight now.
Yeah,
We got a lot of NBA players dropping weight. First off, we got Joel Embiid.
I hope that picture's fake, cause that motherfucker like a crackhead. That nigga
I
looks
mean,
sick.
we also got to remember this nigga 7'3". This nigga's a big nigga, bro. Like,
mm,
Nah, I don't think he dropped that much weight though. 'Cause if he did, man, god damn, boy, you got them motherfucker looking sick.
but you see, Chet Holmgren reposted this and said, "Now the league understands muscle can't win you a chip." Chet Holmgren, shut the fuck up. You ain't win no damn chip. Your ass better be glad you was on the right team, motherfucker. Shut your ass up.
yeah. You obviously a product of having a great front office. They put you guys together, so I'm not gonna. We don't got to indulge into that, but it's a front office. Come on now, you're not just winning rings and stuff just randomly. Like,
Yeah.
yes, you're a skinny guy and all of that and everything, but come on, bro. Yeah, I don't know what he.
Skinny Joel.
I don't know what he meant by that. Like, okay.
Yeah, he just trying to throw a shot and trying to say, "Hey, I want a chip." I mean, we know
Yeah,
you really didn't win it, but hey, you was on a great team, like Norm said, and
yeah,
yeah, it is what it is. But Skinny Joel goes viral after noticeable weight loss. So my question is, so you gonna play more than 25 games this year? You gonna play more than
yeah,
50 games this year?
yeah.
Is
We're
this
gonna
gonna
see
help
if.
you stay on the court?
Right. I mean, and that's what I'm expecting. That why so much weight loss that you're seeing throughout the league is the Tide Pods. I don't know if they're taking these things, but I mean, if you're hip to these basically diabetic medications. I don't know if these what these guys are taking, but it's becoming big in the fitness world. And obviously people will
Something
bring
like
up Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Yeah, something like
Mm-hmm.
Ozempic, basically, tied to diabetes, diabetic medication and stuff like that. But the
Mm-hmm.
Tide Pod is like amino acid based medication or whatnot. So I don't know if that's what these guys are taking to cut so much weight so fast and all that. Diet obviously,
Fast.
obviously changing your diet and going vegan and fasting, you can drop weight fast too. But these supplements and stuff will help a lot more because they cut your appetite down and make sure you don't eat a lot. And I don't know if these things are illegal in the league, legal. I don't know, the whole supplement stuff and what you can and cannot take. But seeing how
Mm-hmm.
these guys are dropping this weight, I got to think they're taking something, man, because this happened to multiple players.
And you just spoke about multiple guys in the league dropping this weight. We also got Luca. We saw him earlier this
Yeah.
year on Men's Health magazine. He had
Mm,
slimmed down considerably, and
mm,
I don't think this picture is for real of Zion up here in the top. But he did drop some weight, drop a lot of weight. Now, for Zion, I heard you say it was kind of necessary. He too short to be, like I just said, Joel Embiid 7'3".
yeah.
Zion 6'6", maybe six
Yeah. Six,
seven.
seven. Mm-hmm.
So it's more imperative for him to get down because you got a example like Charles Barkley,
Yeah.
who came before him, which those guys back then didn't play more than a decade or so, but
Mm,
now you got more knowledge, you understand more things and more alternatives that you can do, so they using it whatever the hell they doing because Luka dropped that weight fast, Zion dropped that weight fast. You know how Harden be dropping weight, he pick it up and drop it easy all the
mm.
time.
Yeah, I think I'll say about Luca's weight loss though. Luca's looks a lot more natural to me. I think he doesn't look like sick. He still looks healthy from what I've seen.
Mm.
He got into shape. He dropped all that baby weight, that baby fat he kind of had, that weight that he had. He got
Mm.
that off of him. He just looks like he's at the weight he's supposed to be. But the Joel Embiid and the Zion look, they look strenuous. Like, it might be taking a little toll on him. But we'll see. Hopefully
Mm.
this helps helps their game. They stay healthy. Hopefully we see these dudes actually play the whole season, no injuries, and they are productive, man. You know.
Yeah, I'm with it. Everybody need to be healthy. The more you know, the better you should do. So, you know, you got all the fucking tools, nigga. Use 'em.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on. So, it's a good thing I would say for these young men. Because you don't want to, bro. You in your prime. If you
Hmm.
fat in your prime, that's disgraceful, And you got the gift that you have, like a Zion, just really got a gift. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you can
And this
maximize
is your
this
job. You
time.
get millions of dollars to stay in shape. You ain't just
Mm-hmm.
a regular dude trying to make it day to day in the streets, trying to get into
Mm-hmm.
shape. You a multi-millionaire athlete of a decade. Once in a lifetime player,
Yeah.
NBA talent. Like, get up in there, do what you got to do, make your money, and get your body to the best physical, capabilities that it can get to.
So
Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
you
I
did.
also want to bring AD into this conversation. AD was at training camp today in his new glasses or whatever, but they said I think you told me that he had gained some weight.
Yeah, they said he put on extra 15 pounds. So
Man, did he have 15 pounds that he needed? Did he need 15 pounds? What the fuck? He already
yeah, I
was
mean,
looking a little pudgy.
yeah, he definitely looks bigger than he did in LA. I mean, in
And
this picture
if
right
this
here.
ain't the most falling down ass nigga I ever seen in my life, he need to be training legs. That
Yeah,
nigga
he
need to
need
be
to try.
training legs, bro.
Yeah, he definitely need to be training legs, man. AD's very injury prone. That's why he's in. That's why most people will say he's on Dallas now. Uh, Outside of the the weird trade, outside of how it even all transpired, but that's another story. Why Luca's in
Yeah.
LA, but yeah, like
But this weight loss is everybody else losing weight. Why the fuck are you putting on weight, AD?
he in Texas, boy. You know about that food down there.
Make it make sense, man, dude. And then everybody watching you. You think if you fuck around and play 20 games this year, these folks gonna be you know, patient with you?
No, they
Hell
don't.
no. We just
No.
gave up Luca. Dude, you better show something. And you got Cooper Flag. Hopefully Kyrie coming back soon. Um, you ain't got no excuse, bro. You need to be in the best shape of your life, not putting on 15 pounds. I didn't think
Yeah,
you needed 15 pounds.
nah, he didn't need no 15, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely didn't need no 15.
So we'll keep our eye on that this year. You got to keep
Yeah,
our eye on that one
yeah, for
because
sure.
AD, a lot of expectations, and you got to show improve, my brother.
Um,
Yeah, but man, Socrates, I want you to chime in on this next topic we got coming up: WNBA controversy. Nafisia Collier, one of the best players in the WNBA, had a Nafisa Collier had a press conference where she sat down and called out the league and its leadership, Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner. Um, just one of the quotes she said, "We have the best players in the world, we have the best fans in the world, but right now we have the worst leadership in the world." And that's Nafisa Collier giving a scathing statement about the WNBA leadership in her season media availability. So this gearing up for the season, they had a press conference and she off the rip went straight at the commission.
I mean, I don't blame them because they had a, I guess you'll call it a personal conversation amongst them where
She did.
the commissioner was supposedly talking about a few of the players, and this girl brought it out to the light, which I don't blame her because first off, you should be fraternizing with your players. You're in a, I guess say a managing position to where y'all ain't friends.
That's
So
true.
why are you holding like that with her?
And why are you so loose with your words? Because you know, of course, you're right. it, it's off the record, but this ain't your friend. She have no loyalty to not speak this conversation to anybody else. And you just saying it out there like that shows a level of arrogance, first off, and we can go into,
And,
the white
and
privilege,
she,
I guess. Because one thing for sure, they always gonna have these white heads of these black leagues. And I'm just saying. So maybe that might
yeah.
be a part of this because she's so dismissive of these players because they just the talent. You know what I'm saying? Some people think like that. I'm not saying that Miss Engelbert thinks like that, but she could. I
That's
don't
exactly
put it past her.
how she thinks. That's
I don't
exactly
put it
how she
past her.
thinks. And I don't blame this chick. I know people gonna be mad at her for saying that, oh, she shouldn't have said anything. She was wrong because that was a private conversation between the two. But if the shoe was on the other foot and she had told that lady something intimate and private, she would have put it out there for everybody. She would have said, I think she did the right thing by saying it in public. This just goes to show everybody how two-faced this woman is. She's probably smiling in these player faces and making them all these promises and then talking about them behind their back. But it just
But
shows the
hold on.
league and the world how two-faced she is.
But hold on, because Nafisa Collier also her specific gripes with the WNBA were that she said the two conversations that she had with Miss Engelbert, she asked one was why what was she gonna do about the officiating and the referees, this and that. Now you have to go back in history. She plays for the Minnesota Lynx, who were in the championship last year. She had a season-ending turnover at the end of the game to give the other team the championship, and she like hurt her knee or something. I think she was kind of faking, but she called out the league and the officiating then, right? So, and in that same game, her coach went ballistic, went crazy, um, got thrown out the game. So they've been talking about the officiating is one of her gripes, and then the other gripe of hers was that she called three players, Paige Beckers, uh, Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese, and she wanted to know what the commissioner was going to do to make sure these girls, since they generate so much money for the league, make sure that they get properly compensated. And the woman said, Caitlin Clark should be happy that she should be, ecstatic that she's even in the position to be in the WNBA because she made $16 million off the court last year. So that's what the commissioner Engelbert had to say about that question. But also, that was a private conversation that she thought was going to be private, I guess. Um, so those were the two things that she really, asked her point blank. Period. But
But
Nafisa
what?
College, you can't be mad at the referee just because the call didn't go your way, baby.
Yeah, shit. That's bullshit. Like you crying about some shit that happened. It's over with. They can't go back and change the call, and y'all can't go back and win the championship. So bitching about it now is silly. But with the commissioner shit, what that girl made off the court and outside of the WNBA has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with what you would ask. Granted, ain't no money to be given out in the WNBA because they ain't making no fucking money. Ain't nobody watching that shit. I don't know
Well,
nobody that I know is breaking their neck to get home to watch a
yeah, nah,
WNBA game on TV
nah,
or buying tickets to a WNBA game.
nah. Don't get me wrong. I like
So
to watch them. You know what I'm
how
saying? I
can
ain't
you
buying no
give
tickets.
anything from nothing?
I like to watch them, but I ain't buying
I
no
ain't watching
tickets.
that bullshit.
I ain't buying no
Yeah.
tickets, but I watch it
Uh,
if it's on. And like you said, I'm not looking at the clock like, oh yeah, the game come on at 7. I got to be there. Nah, probably not. So they do have to generate some more interest in the league before they really start getting some big bucks. And I think those players, we had a conversation about this on the pod earlier this year. Those players were being a little bit, unrealistic when you really want to talk about the money or the income that this league has generated. Because you were $40 million in the hole last year. So,
yeah, but didn't they just have
yeah,
an All Star game or some shit they had All Star weekend?
yep.
Like
We talked about that on
Nobody
the
tuned
call
in to
when
that
they
shit.
showed the low lights of the weekend. You remember them girls missing them layups and all kind of stuff. And these are supposed to be the All Star Weekend showcase. So that has another thing to do with the income generation, and they ain't really generating no
Yeah.
income like that.
Yeah, they need to. They don't want this type of publicity of them going back and forth with ownership and all these other things. They want to focus on the product and making the product better. And this kind of rolling out this way with all these disagreements, it's just not good for the product that's already taking a hit. People want to support, but they have to roll out better. They have to roll out better basketball. And you could
Okay,
say what they
no,
need.
I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you this. Oh, I'm sorry. But let me ask you. So, do they need some men in the league leadership? Because this is a woman thing, right? Do you
Yeah,
think women have a lot of disagreements? Some women don't even like women.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, you could say that there may be just some testosterone just to maybe balance out certain things when it comes to business. Now, some ladies may disagree with that, and I think any man need to have any say so in the WNBA, which is perfectly fine.
no,
But
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's
that,
not.
that's that.
Because
Yeah,
you
that's
got
perfectly
women in the
fine if you
NBA.
that
You got
that's
women in
perfectly
the
fine if
NBA.
yeah, that's perfectly fine if they have that opinion. Like, I'm not knocking it, but in my personal opinion, I think there may be they because the NBA owns the WNBA. So how come we can't have some of those guys come in and mediate a few things just to bring a little different energy in the room? Because because some of those things may get a little out of hand when there's no mediation, and sometimes guys handling that business they understand the business room maybe a little bit more in some aspects. And so yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to bring some guys down there. But that's just what I feel.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, I wanted to talk about her specific statement after she heard about Nafisa Collier as criticizing her. But Kathy Engelbert said, "I have the utmost respect for Nafisa Collier and for all the players in the WNBA. Together, we have all worked tirelessly to transform this league. My focus remains on ensuring the bright future for the players of the WNBA, including collaborating on how we continue to elevate the game." Now, she said, I am disheartened by Nafisa's characterization. I think she said, I am disheartened by how Nafisa characterized our conversations and league leadership. Man, if that ain't the most cookie cutter, basic response as a commissioner, you didn't even, address what she said
She
at
ain't deny
all.
none of it.
She
She
showed
didn't
them
deny
that
none of it.
she just basically saying that it was the truth. She just hated she spilled it.
Oh, she called her all kind of black bitches behind
Oh yeah, what she? I can't believe that in anger, the anger
it.
would tell our private conversation.
Yeah.
She's the one that's lucky that I ain't even
I
allow her
mean,
to play.
No more MVPs. So
you have guys who have these long running feuds or whatnot, but with a woman, it's different. A woman ain't gonna forget it ever. Ain't no way.
Nah,
Miss, what's her name? Miss Engelbert gonna ever look at Nafisa Collar and be like, she's a nice person. She's okay.
but that's what she get for thinking that if she had friends in those players, like that's her fault. She gotta own that all that by herself. Cause ain't nobody told you to be sitting there having a conversation. Why are you discussing other players with her? When she brought
Well,
that
Nafisa
conversation up to
Collar brought
you,
it up.
but when she came to her with that conversation, she should have dated that and said, I will speak to each of those players individually in our own time instead of going into it with her about why somebody
Or
is lucky.
no, you know what? You know what she should have did? She should have gave that same uh written statement answer That's what she should have did. She should have gave that same kind of answer to Nafisa Collar to her face, and you know, stayed in the role of a commissioner. That's what she should have did instead of giving
Yeah,
your
because
real
imagine,
opinion.
imagine, imagine,
Adam Silver,
yeah, Silver, the NBA commissioner going back and forth with an NBA player like that.
Adam Silver, and LeBron.
That don't even, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just they need,
That's what I'm saying.
they need to move better. In the front of, in the public eye. They just need to move better. That's not a way to be moving in the public eye as a league. Real sloppy,
Especially
man.
one that's asking for money. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just very sloppy of the WNBA from the commissioner, from the players. I think they just need to. They have there's a lot of demands from the players, and
Man,
there's
they
a
can
lot
start
of they want a lot. They feel like they need to be compensated and all that. But hey, man, there's a lot of work to still be put in. There's a lot of work to
Mm.
still be put in for the league to
yeah.
get to where it needs to be for the players, for the ownership, for the commissioner, for all your guys' roles. There's still a lot of work to be put in, and for the public to be like, yeah, this is a great league. Let's flood in these arenas. Let's watch this. Let's support this.
So let me
So
It's just a lot.
Nafisa Collar said, if I
let
didn't
me
know
ask you this:
exactly what the
do they
job
get
entailed,
playoff do they get playoff increase? Do the WNBA get playoff increase? Because I
I
think
don't know.
that's when it probably packed out the most. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Coming down to their
mm,
final, coming down to their playoff game, I think that's when it really packed the most because even through a regular season, of course they're not selling out like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
they might can get the playoff increase. I say they should get a playoff increase if that's the case though, but you know what I'm saying, they don't really bring in that much money, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
for people to come out want to see them like that though.
Yeah, it's just a lot of work to still be put in by the WNBA. And yes, you guys have emerging stars. We have people that finally came into the WNBA, even though there's been obviously some great players before the players that have currently came in. But the current players that have came in, the Kate Clarks of the world have brought the spark into viewership, into people coming to the arenas, and the people wanting to buy the merchandise. This is the hottest it's ever been, and for them to be doing their back and forth now is just not the time. Let's focus on the product. We don't want to see you guys going back and forth because then it kind of, in my mind, it's kind of it's validating our assumptions on y'all already. Like, oh, here y'all go cat fighting. Here go y'all not having it together. Like, just get it together, man. Go out there, hoop. It'll cut. If the product is good enough, what y'all want will eventually come down y'all table. That's how I look at it. You know. And some of y'all gonna have to sacrifice being out here not getting paid. Let's talk about all the ones that never even got to play in the WNBA. Reggie Miller's sister should be probably the Michael Jordan of the WNBA, but there wasn't even no WNBA around. She had to go play overseas and all that. So some of y'all gonna have to sacrifice to get there. Some of y'all ain't gonna get what y'all want here at this current moment. It just is what it is.
Already.
Instead of
Just
fighting for
like the
y'all self, be
NBA,
fighting for the ones
they
coming
don't.
behind you.
All players don't get paid the same in the NBA. So hey, the ones that's on that
Yeah.
bench, y'all can't be asking for too much. But
And even the older,
Miss Kathy, just
even the
go ahead and
older,
go ahead.
the older NBA players didn't get paid. Michael Jordan had to kick that door down. Scottie Pippen. We always talk about how Scottie didn't even get nowhere where he thought he should have got or what he should have been getting. There's all kind of stories about older players and their contracts. So, you know, the WNBA just has to. There's still some.
go through
There's still
those growing pains. Growing
Yeah,
pains.
there's still a lot there, man. Let's just be real about it. I know y'all want the bag and y'all want to pull up with these, six these 8-figure contracts. these $100 million plus contracts. Like we know that's what y'all want, but let's be real. Y'all got to bring in that kind of money. You know, you got to bring in that kind of money. We're not seeing that yet. But understandable that you want certain things, but the money has to come in.
We can leave it there.
Mhm.
What's up? It's going down on the next episode of the Game Changers podcast. Ain't no telling what I might say, but trust me, it's gonna be raw, real, and straight up game changing. Lock in, tune in, and don't miss it.